The Golden Boot Pod is proud to announce that merchandise is now available. We have everything from t-shirts and hoodies, to hats and beanies, to drinkware, to wearables and blankets. You can find it all under the merchandise tab at thegoldenboot.podbean.com or go directly to thegoldenboot.com. As always, thank you for supporting the Golden Boot Pod.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole. Welcome to another edition of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. Daniel on his way in, and then we should be joined a little bit, since shortly by our man Dilly Sanders, reporting in with the camp report from today. But first off, good evening, my boy. How you doing?
What's that? What's good, man? How you doing, Doc?
Listen, I told you before the show, they had your boy working today, like working. I'm talking about I was working so hard that I seen Harriet. She said, "Follow me, come to the promised land." I was like, "Okay, I'm on my way. But it's hot. It was humid.
That it is.
But we here. We're alive and we're doing well. But what's good though, man? We got. It's been some.
Little bit of news.
A little bit of news, with the with the scrimmage and stuff today. A lot of reports are coming out. A lot of people getting upset with what they're hearing.
A lot of narratives.
We'll wait till Dilly get in here to kind of talk about that. Okay.
What's up, baby? How you doing, baby?
Leah Marshall in the building. She says, "Oh, good gracious! I thought Daniel retired again." We see that's funny. We got our man Chris English. He said, "Let's go." What's good, Chris? Appreciate you being here,
brother.
But let's go ahead. You know what? Let's start with a little bit of Saints talk. This week and a little bit last week, we've been seeing a lot of videos from Saints camps, wide receiver one-on-ones. Jameis has looked good, in my opinion. Jameis has looked good. He's been. We talked about people falling around his legs in the pocket, and I've seen him step up, him make throws. But go ahead.
Got his ankle rolled up a little bit on, but
yeah,
I think he'll be fine though.
Yep. I see Miss Nikki in here. Good evening, Miss Nikki.
How you doing, ma'am?
The other side of that, the guys that James is throwing to, the wide receivers, they have looked. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. The wide receivers, I've seen Jarvis make some good plays. Freudian slip. He might be here soon in this season. Olave make a beautiful catch.
Yeah. On Chauncey Gardner at that.
On Chauncey Gardner. Jarvis was again. That was on Chauncey too. And I'm like, it ain't looking good for your money, bro. Then you had Mike Thomas, who has, I think,
looking like Mike Thomas.
Yeah, he at one point he had 4 catches for 4 touchdowns in practice.
Yeah, that was yesterday with Andy Dalton being the quarterback. Jameis was
Right.
out with his ankle. Andy Dalton was the quarterback yesterday in red zone, and Andy Dalton was 7 of 7 in the red zone with 4 of those passes being touchdowns to Michael Thomas. So
Yeah.
I guess everybody who was wondering what Michael Thomas we were gonna be getting, coming off the injuries and the time off and stuff, I think he's starting to show y'all that he's the same old Mike.
Yes, sir. Uh, our man Holden said, "My
What's
dogs, what's good, Holden?"
what's happening, my boy?
No, we ain't got no basketball talk tonight. I know that's his joint, but Holden in the building. Now, let me ask you this because we did talk about saying Chauncey Gardner, but he's not the only one who these receivers have been making plays on. Um, does that give you any concern about the DBs that the wide receiver, or is it just the wide receivers or quote unquote elite?
All right, I'm gonna use context on this one. It depends on the situation that they in. All right, if it's one-on-ones,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really as concerned, because one-on-ones are kind of set up for the offensive guy to have the advantage in a certain sense. You know what I mean? But have the help over the top like you would in a normal defense. All those kind of things that aren't in the one-on-one situation. But that red zone situation, that is a situation that kind of makes me a little worried because Michael Thomas is a good receiver. We'll talk about that a little later. But if you're giving up 7 of 7 completions and 4 touchdowns in the red zone, I know Michael Thomas is great, but you're gonna play some great receivers. You got Julio in your conference, who's a red zone nightmare. You know what I mean? You got Kyle Pitts, who's a red zone nightmare, and you play some of these teams with good receivers, so you can't allow teams to go 7 for 7 in the red zone. Um, I'm not gonna put too much stock in it. I think we still got great DBs in the secondary, but that is a little bit of a concern. Whenever you give up that perfect completion percentage in the red zone.
Yes, sir. Um, DK says, "Let's get it, bros. What's good, DK?" Holden brings up a point. He
We're gonna talk
says,
about that. We're gonna talk about that a little later.
"Okay, yeah, because we did. It is one of our topics. We'll say that one. So let me go ahead and put that. But let me ask you a question: If healthy, where does Michael Thomas fall in wide receiver rankings as far as the entire NFL?"
I saw this in the topics, and I've been thinking about this ever since. I would used to say number one.
Mm-hmm. I would have agreed with you probably 2 years
About two,
ago.
yeah, 2, 3 years, yeah. Now I'm gonna say he's borderline top 5, top 6 ish.
I agree. Me personally, Devontae Adams.
I got Hopkins number one, but okay,
I'm not even listening to order. I'm just saying because
okay.
I honestly Hopkins. So Devontae Adams, Hop,
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Mike Thomas. That's my top 5 right now.
I got another name that you didn't put in there.
If it's who I think it is, I got a reason why. But go ahead.
Who you think it is?
Cup.
No,
Okay.
Stephon Diggs.
He top 10 to me. He not top 5.
That's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't put Cup in top 5. Just
He had
he
he had one good year in my opinion.
that I mean, you could say that about Michael Thomas and to a certain extent, but it wasn't as drastic. I'll give you that,
Yeah.
but to a certain extent. But I think it's more of a product of that offense more than anything else. Like Mike Thomas had his career year, when defenses knew where the ball was going, they just couldn't stop it. In this situation, like that's a perfect offense for Cooper Kupp to run in because he's always open. Don't even pay her no mind, dog.
I'm not. That's funny. I don't know what's. I'm trying to figure it out. But
I know it, but I ain't gonna spoil it out like that.
okay. Um.
What's the answer, baby? Just go ahead and type the answer.
So Mike Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
When we say I said Cooper Cup had saying one good year, say he, but he actually because he was what he beat Jarvis' record.
Yeah, Mike. I saw something today that said Mike Thomas has the most yards, catches, and I think touchdowns in 4 years of their career. I know he has like over 450 catches, over 400,000. I mean, not over 400,000, over 4,000 yards.
Boy, stop! I'm sorry. Good evening, Daddy. But he said,
I know he a Clemson fans. I'm assuming, but
he has Clemson fandom. He's not a Clemson.
Well, you just need to stick to Hopkins then. That's y'all got from Clemson.
Yeah.
Just stick with that. Mike Williams would be better than Hunter Renfrow.
I forget Mike Williams.
T Higgins would be better than Hunter Renfrow.
Good.
Amari Rodgers might be better. Let me stop.
But I can't. So Mike Thomas, I think he truly is can't guard Mike. I truly feel that way about him. Jamar Chase, he has some he's dynamic. He makes big plays, but he's not necessarily. I don't think he's number one right now. Justin Jefferson,
I can't put him number one.
Yeah, he's not number one. He's still top 5 to me. Justin Jefferson, to me, in my honest opinion. So it was a stat. There's only been 2 players who've had back-to-back 1,400 yard receiving years. Somebody headed this way. Don't be sending us messages. We know you here. You should have been here on time.
My screen just tilted whenever your head came in. It just from portrait to landscape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go ahead. Arrived. Let's go ahead, huh? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But we talking right now. We just talking about top 5 wide receivers.
Okay. Yeah, excuse my tardiness, man. Sorry, guys.
Hey, hold on. Just because let me go ahead and see that. Show you what
Hey, when did I retire the first time?
Last Thursday you went on the show.
Last Thursday.
Oh, not last Thursday. Thursday before last.
Thursday before. Oh yeah. Dang, Lynn, she be coming with the hard hits.
My boy Chris English say, look who finally decides to show
up. But Justin Jefferson, I think Justin Jefferson is a more complete wide receiver personally, because he's not even the number one option on his team.
He's more.
I think he's the number one option right now.
Right now he is. Last season I think he overtook Thielen. Yeah. But I will say that he's more proven than Jabbar. You know, he's shown that he can do it for multiple seasons. Even with defenses trying to, come in and shut him down, he's still done it again. But Mike Thomas, the same thing could be said for him. So he top 5, man. He top 5.
No, he ain't top 5.
So here's the thing.
Mike Thomas ain't top 5?
Nah, bro.
Who your top 5?
He's missed too. He's missed too much.
Who your top 5?
Okay, all right. Yeah. Number 1 right now. I got God dog it. The guy who played for Vegas. He just went to Vegas.
Devontae
Adams. Number 2 is D-Hop. Number 3 is Jets. Number 4. I got what's the white guy?
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp. Cooper guy, I seen that. Cooper Kupp, and number 5, I gotta go with my boy from the 49ers.
Deebo Samuel?
Yep.
First of all,
Deebo can do everything, dog.
Deebo is a better
player.
He's a better X factor than he is a receiver. Michael Thomas is a better receiver.
Hey, don't be.
It's not even
looking
close,
like that, bro. Whenever
it's not. Hold on. I'm not finna let this slide. You just said
kick this man off.
You just said Debo Samuel is a better wide receiver than Michael Thomas.
Look, hey, Poop, go ahead and play the views because I'm
That's
be
not
real
what I'm
honest
gonna
with
play.
you.
That's
Hold
not
up.
what I'm gonna play. Hold on.
Tomato, I'm throwing tomatoes.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. All right, I'm a little tipsy. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Well, you know what? Listen.
I just been drinking holy water, man. Let's go.
Listen, I'm gonna pause the Saints talk right now because we asked him to come back. He said, "Hey, just hit me up 15 minutes before. That's all I need. I'll be ready." He stopped in the middle of narrating a Where's Waldo book for the blind, and he is back with us.
Yeah.
Our man Dilly Sanders is back in the building. Dilly. Welcome back. Hold on, Dilly. Hold on, Dilly. Wait. I'm sorry. I ain't having
Oh, there we go.
Hey. Our applause is as late as Daniel, okay?
I was gonna say, I was here pretty much at the same time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, Dilly, come on, man. We're supposed to be boys.
I just want to know how do you narrate a Where's Waldo book, Dilly?
He was like, if you look behind the guy with the glasses,
it's pretty much what it's like. Yeah.
I would never listen to that audio book. I'm just being.
It's a combination.
Well, you're not blind, are you? Like, it's not for your target audience.
It's a combination. It's a combination of audiobook and ASMR. I see.
Wait, Dilly. You said, is he blind? First of all, this man gets a haircut, looks in the mirror, and says, yeah, that's good. He definitely blind.
Bro.
I mean, I know he can't watch football. He put Debo in his top 5. So
thank you.
Shots fired.
Oh man.
No, I like Debo. Debo's probably top 10 for me if I'm being real. But
Debo's good, man. He's not
just in terms of offensive weapons.
Dilly, is Michael Thomas a top 5 receiver?
No. I don't think yet. I think he could get back. He could get back there in that conversation, but we haven't seen him. It's the same reason that LSU is not a top 25 team. We don't know what this team's going to be like. We have starters that we're going to be talking about that 95% of the fan base doesn't even know their name. So
that's fair. So when healthy and if he's healthy, he's the top 5 receiver.
He has shown to be a top 3 receiver when healthy. Yes.
Okay. I guess you know what? Let me say my apologies because that was the original question. When healthy.
Yeah.
When healthy.
That's the way. That's the way it was worded in the topics, Daniel. So you should have known that.
And also, Stephon Diggs is definitely a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
He number 6. But all right, let's go. Let's go with it, Dilly. Again, thank you for coming back, talking with us, chopping up with us. We might have an opening on the show soon.
Chill, bro. You kick me off like we did this?
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, now that you mention it, that's a good idea.
God, too much.
Oh man. But no, so Dilly, scrimmage today. There have been a lot of different reports. We've heard some similarities. The one thing I can say, what I've heard was the DBs don't look to necessarily be as big of a concern, and that all the he can't throw about Jaden Daniels seems to be hushed.
Daniels looked really, really good today. He missed a couple throws. Everyone did. No one's perfect. His deep accuracy, I think, is what remains to be the question. His release looked better than it has looked ever in his career today. And his short to intermediate game was lights out. He looked really good, really comfortable. I would say another area where he struggled was the red zone. He didn't seem to process or make decisions as fast as Miles Brennan did. But whenever he did throw, the ball was accurate. And that's really what's been the question with Daniels was, can he hit his target? And so far, he definitely did a lot today.
Dilly, how much athleticism did he show today, if any?
Whew. I'm not, I was gonna say as much athleticism as Miles Brennan didn't show. Show.
Yeah.
Like he ran a lot today. He ran well. He really showed off. I think it was one of the media guys. I think it was Moscona. I don't remember exactly. Was like, well, that's what Jaden Daniels brings you, because he ran for a first down on a third and long. Like, and of course, it's not live game. He might have gotten tackled beforehand.
Yeah.
But he definitely showed why that athleticism is so important and what he brings in terms of that.
As far as the red zone, how much like RPO game and stuff like that did they run in the red zone, or was it?
It was strictly just a snap and throw. They didn't run 7. It was like 1-on-1s in the corner and then the throw. Because Nussmeier actually did participate in that drill. Because he wasn't running. He did throw today. He looked good. He definitely looked like he was a little ginger on the ankle. Wasn't throwing it as hard or like sticking as hard as he has been. But he didn't look bad. He was making the throws.
Yeah.
But I will say, Jaden Daniels still threw before him when he was throwing in those drills. The big thing to take away from the quarterback competition today for me was how they had a whole bunch of first team reps open up and they all went to Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels took about 95% of the first team reps today, if not all of them.
So that lets you know it's a two-person race pretty much.
Kelly is still saying don't look into it. But it's hard not to whenever you just didn't give Miles the chance to. Well, and I don't want to say didn't give him the chance. He's obviously had his many chances at LSU. If he didn't get any of the first team reps today, like if you were gonna split them between Jaden and Nuss, why didn't you split them between Jaden and Brennan? If it wasn't like, okay, we want to see Daniels with the first team as much as possible.
And it's not like he's gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, look into that." You know what I mean? Like,
I don't.
Him saying don't look much into it doesn't mean anything to me.
You always have to draw your own conclusions until they give you a firm answer.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, pretty much. And really, what surprised me was how the quarterback rotation today was the most straightforward out of any position group. There was so much randomness. Linebackers, you want to know who the first team linebackers were? It was Wes Weeks and Greg Penn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who was lined up in the middle?
There was no Mike Jones on there?
Mike Jones, he was the second team and rotated out whenever they went into a nickel coverage.
Hey, Dilly, who was the middle linebacker there?
I think it was Weeks. Weeks played a lot today, a lot more than I expected.
I think Weeks can be a baller, man. I still love Mike Jones, but I do think Weeks can be a baller, man.
And apparently,
are you alluding to that if Weeks was the starting middle linebacker, or you think Weeks would be a starting middle linebacker over Mike Jones?
I'm not saying that. I just think he's a good player.
Oh, okay.
And he's proven that he can play ball. Yeah.
I was just testing how much holy water you had today. I'm just trying to see.
He looked good. He looked good today. I don't remember seeing a bunch of like coverage looks from linebackers other than on 7-7s, and I was admittedly not paying attention to the linebackers during that point. I was watching Jaden Daniels and then whatever receiver he threw it to. Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of rotation. The offensive line has stayed the same. Will Campbell is going to be your starting left tackle. I think we can finally say that. What really shocked me whenever I first got to camp today, I went over and watched the defense first just because they were closer. And they were doing offensive line versus defensive line one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the first snap I saw, Will Campbell stonewalling Ali Gay. Like,
Yep.
if Will Campbell comes in and is able to do that in fall camp as a true freshman, I am so excited about what we could see from him.
Yeah, I saw a video of that clip, and he got the best of him for
And he did it multiple times.
Oh man, I am an Ali Gay fan, bro. You are a 8th year senior, bro. You can't let no freshman do that to you, bro.
Yeah, like the offensive line held their own more than I expected. Garrett Dellinger still looks a little iffy on snaps, but that's to be expected. And it was really rainy towards the end of practice today.
All right, Dylan, let me ask you a question, because from all reports out there, it seems like there are a lot of freshmen turning heads today. Will Campbell, which we kind of knew from spring, Emory Jones, and Mason Smith. Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor.
Yeah, Mason Taylor. Can you tell us more about those guys and some of the stuff you saw? Harold Perkins as well.
Harold is just a freak, like a freak athlete. He's just fun to watch. That linebacker, I think there's going to be a lot of rotation in the linebacker core. What I think today showed was there is so much more depth than people have given this LSU team credit for. They're like, oh, they have a lot of talent up front, but once you get past the first team, is there anybody that they can rotate in? And a lot of people didn't think so, but there seems to be a lot of people, even with Jordan Tolles transferring, who I don't know how I didn't know how much play he was going to get anyway at corner, because he's a safety. I get why that I will say that transfer does not scare me as much as it did 24 hours ago if it were to come out.
Gotcha.
The big surprise to me, talking about the freshman, Mason Taylor looked good. All of the tight ends made plays today. I think Cole Taylor looked the best out of the tight ends. We were joking about Cole Taylor leading the team in catches at one point. He looked good. He had a really good red zone touchdown catch from Jane Daniels. I think I saw him running with the ones the most. The tight ends just look big. And I was just going to ask you, they look big and they look athletic, which is they all seem to fit. They seem to fit a mold. You could put the one number on any of them, and they'd all you wouldn't think anything of it.
That's awesome. I've even heard that they were actually running some two tight end sets today too.
Yeah, a lot of 12 personnel.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Noah Kane looked great.
Sugar Cane.
Nova Kane, Sugar Cane. He looked great. He got a lot of first team run. There's a lot more first team split between him and Emory than I think people expected. But Kane, I would say, looked the most impressive today out of anybody. The biggest surprise to me personally, a guy's name I had to look up in the middle of practice because I wasn't sure and Brian Kelly mispronounced his name the entire practice, is Colby Richardson, the cornerback, the transfer from McNeese. He was the first team cornerback all day over Mekhi Garner.
Yeah, it's funny because people kept saying that. I was like, who? I was like, Kobe Fields? I was like, do they mean Kobe Fields? I completely forgot about that guy, that he was even on this roster. So
I was like, 22, did someone change their number? And then I looked it up. I was like, no, this guy's a defensive back. I had no clue. But he looked good, and he played first team all day.
Right, to see him stepping in, that is an excellent sign.
Huge relief, I believe.
Yeah. All right.
Well, let me ask you this too. Whenever, I don't know if you're paying close attention to the blocking of the tight ends, because I know that's been an issue for us in the past. As far as how do they look at the point of attack? Were you looking at that?
I admittedly wasn't watching a lot of that today, so I'll make a mental note and look for it next time. But yeah, I didn't. Gotcha. I couldn't give any definitive notes on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, and also, man, real quick, shout out to our guy Emory Jones, man, just making plays on our other guy Tank, which is come on Tank. but no, man, those freshmen, they look really good.
Yeah.
This freshman class looks great.
Yeah.
The defensive end rotation was interesting. It was Ojulari, Gay. Then I think second team was Savion Jones and Desmond Little, who has stepped up a lot. He got the number 8.
Shout out 251.
This guy.
I knew it was coming.
Hey, we're gonna get Desmond on here, man. We're gonna get Desmond to come on the show.
Hey, but Savion Jones, his deal was always his size. I mean, has he gotten bigger, or is he still kind of?
He doesn't look out of place.
Really?
Desmond was the one who was always kind of small to me.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. I would not use the word small to describe Desmond Little. He looks big. I mean, maybe it's just his height. He's really tall.
Yeah, he is tall. Yeah,
but yeah, none of them. I don't think out of spring I have thought that anyone looks not ready to play SEC football. I think the strength and conditioning staff did great. And you look at the drastic weight changes. I think Greg Penn gained 15 pounds in the offseason, like in the summer.
That's impressive. Yeah.
You look at the body transformations. These guys were right. And have y'all watched the LSU Gold documentaries?
I haven't.
They did one. The most recent one was a lot of the process or whatever, and they focused a lot on Jake Flint and all of them. And they talk about how they watch everything they eat. Every time they go eat, you have to like get the meal approved before you eat something, pretty much.
Yeah.
So these guys are being watched the entire time and being trained, and they have all the science behind it, and no one looks unprepared or out of shape, or no one looks too small to be running with their group. If anything, some of them look too big. Like Brian Thomas is massive. And he was talking coach was talking today about how he's one of the strongest players on the team. Like he gained like 10 pounds or something in the summer.
But
they all beefed up.
We had a guy at the beginning whenever we first started our podcast. His name was Preston. And he said that it was probably going to take, a year or two for us to really see the transformation whenever it came to the strength and conditioning program. And I mean, look what you're saying, man. It's been 2 or 3 months, 4 months since the spring, and these guys are putting on weight. I mean, that's awesome, man. So just imagine next season. It's going to be awesome.
Hey, who would you say put the help themselves the most from today's scrimmage?
Helping themselves the most. I would say just because behind Kayshawn, there's not a ton of separation. I would say the person who had in my opinion, the best day at camp was Malik Neighbors. He looked incredible. He looked like a wide receiver type kind of guy. He had a really good catch in the end zone where he went over Sage Ryan's shoulders to reach over and come down with a touchdown catch. He won like all of his reps. It was really, really impressive.
Like the sound of that.
Yeah. Dilly, let me ask you a question. We've heard, some of the names, the big names who did stuff or made big plays and stuff. What's a name that isn't getting talked about that may not have necessarily done, the highlight reel, but they did everything right?
Trying to think. I was gonna say Mason Taylor, but I was surprised he got talked about so much because I didn't think about him a ton, but I did watch, and he had really, really nice routes, some really, really nice routes out of the tight end slot.
I do have a take on that also. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, share. I'm trying to think of
just reading in between the lines, in my opinion, listening to the BK interview today. Him saying that Mason Taylor, he's going to play. He's definitely going to play for us. Now, we know that Taylor's dad came from Miami. He's very involved in Miami in their program. So just wondering that, of course, we know the kid can ball, but, hey, Miami, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, could it be he's going to play, one of those deals?
What are you saying?
Are
But we don't play Miami?
Are you saying that if he doesn't play, he'll transfer to Miami?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a talented kid, and we know that his dad played for Miami. He's very involved in the program. So I would just read, it's impossible. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
What can you say it outside the lines for us? Because I don't know what you're trying to get at.
What does his dad having to be involved with the University of Miami program have to do with him playing now? I guess that's what I'm confused about.
Because kids like to hop in the transfer portal pretty early.
That's what I just asked. If you were saying if he don't play, he gonna transfer to Miami?
Possibly. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that's what you're saying. Like they're gonna play him to prevent that. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be really the case.
Killing me tonight.
Oh,
but Dilly, I'm trying to think of something else.
I'm gonna make you. I pulled out the notebook.
Okay.
Okay.
That reminded me. Both of the safeties looked really good today, and not people are talking about the corners. I would say Jay Ward and Major Burns both made plays. And Joe Fushi
hadn't heard Major Burns' name, so I'm glad
in a minute. Yeah.
He won his one-on. I think he won a one-on-one rep. Oh no, never mind. Not Major Burns. It was Joe Fuchsia. And
really?
And,
you just got our hopes up, Dilly.
Major Burns is the guy who got burnt by Cole Taylor. So.
Oh man.
Okay.
But I mean that's just a size mismatch.
Yeah, But
one-on-ones I try not to look too much into, but
right.
Jay Ward had a really, really nice breakup.
Did they do any special teams today? Like, cause I saw that Sage Ryan and Malik Neighbors and Seven Banks might be punt return. So I don't know if they worked on any of that today or anything.
They did punt return blocking one. And I think we saw the kickers a little bit, but there's nothing to really I would say Nathan Dibbert looked the best out of the kickers, but
okay.
Well, Dilly, listen, I truly do appreciate you coming on, coming back and giving us this. I see you changed your lineup with your music in the background. I see Good Kid, Mad City. I see that first.
What's up?
But again,
into the Wu-Tang, great album.
Okay, I like it.
I know we can't necessarily announce yet. I know we talked about that earlier. But again, like I said, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, brother.
I look forward. Nobody deserves. I'm not gonna say nobody deserves it more,
but you definitely.
It's
you
me.
Definitely.
You definitely deserve it, my friend.
Ask Dilly, is Blake your favorite on the AYS crew?
Yes, Blake is my favorite. Shout out to Blake also on the sidelines today.
Everybody knows the answer is Ben. Ben Ruffino is really the best on the AYS.
I need as many people who are going to spread the Jaden Daniels agenda as possible because that's what I've been pushing. That's what I want to play.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly what they keep saying.
Doing that?
It's exactly what they keep saying. They're saying, it's a narrative he's spreading and stuff. But I've that's another topic we'll have to come on and talk about one day because that was I don't
really believe in narratives. I just say what I see, and what I see is that Jane Daniels has looked the best. I'll give credit to Miles Brennan. He had a really nice throw to Brian Thomas, which was not as good of a play as I think people are out to say. It was not a very good route. He just beat the defensive back, and also it would have been a sack, like 5 seconds before he threw it.
Everybody keeps saying. I saw the video. If I'm not mistaken, the play he made.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, well, the play he made. When they said he threw that 70-yard touchdown in spring. or whatever.
Yeah.
That was also a play that would have been a sack. And also, it was on the practice field, which is only like 60-something.
Hey, let the best man win. I don't have a narrative.
Yeah. But our man DK says it's spreading itself. So
I'll say this. I've been a fan of Jaden Daniels since like 2019. Whenever he had Eno Benjamin and Brandon Ayuk out there with him, but I did say that I think Miles was going to take the first snap against Florida State, and I have to admit that was completely
Hey,
wrong.
but the season hasn't started yet, so you're not technically
we have 23 more days.
That's true. That's true. But the way it's trending right now, I'm completely wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right, y'all.
But again, Dylan, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you
too, bro. For real.
Congratulations. And I look to when you send it out, make sure so we can all retweet it and big you up. But ladies and gentlemen, our man Dilly Sanders.
Dilly.
I guess we can we'll finish off our LSU topic. We can jump back to the Saints real quick. But this week we saw Ricky reconsidered. Ricky Collins is now a Tiger. Well, he's a Tiger commit. Congratulations to him and his family. Yeah. What are some things that Ricky brings to the table for y'all?
A big arm, athleticism, and the type of quarterback that Brian Kelly and Dan Brock and Joe Sloan and everybody said they want. A guy who can make all the throws but can get out the pocket and improvise when stuff breaks down.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Hey,
players referring to Ant.
Hey, players mess up, dog.
Nah, I'm agreeing real quick. I'm just so surprised that Ant is agreeing that he's wrong at something. I mean, that is crazy.
No comment.
I know I can do it. You can't. It's crazy, huh?
But no, man. I agree with Ant though on the Ricky Collins comp, man. I just think that this kid actually really wants to be an LSU Tiger, and he's going to have a long way to go when it comes to the depth chart.
You don't know that?
No, you don't. But I mean, it's a lot of talented quarterbacks on our roster right now.
Yeah,
so
it's true. That's true. But I mean, you could only have one potentially at the end of this season. I mean, you never know how things gonna shake out.
It's true.
Dilly Sanders Sports says, "Man, that Dilly guy was great. Y'all got to get him back on."
Of course.
Hey, for sure, man. For real.
Hey, we got to do a Dilly segment.
After Ricky, we turn to Colin Jackson, who's committing Saturday.
Yeah.
Then also this week, Bravion Rogers decommitted from Texas A&M. And
trending.
Yeah,
the Birdman hands.
Yeah,
look like it's gonna be flipness around here.
Yeah, flipness.
Yeah. Also jumping in on the recruiting train, Tyrann Mathieu has been helping to recruit. He sent out a tweet to Taviano. Taviano, you know what I'm saying, basically replied, "I got you, champ." So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to him. One thing, and that brings me back to, go ahead, Ant.
I'm about to say, he also mentioned, tweeted out something about Will Campbell, potential number 1 overall pick. So it lets you know that he really is paying attention to what's going on there, up there, I guess, in Baton Rouge. Yeah.
So I want to point this out because this comes to, saying something, I guess, a message to the fans. One thing Ricky Collins said that kind of was instrumental in him was the hashtag Ricky reconsider. He said
Sheldon said the same thing about his.
So I mentioned it in, I think, an altar call maybe 2 weeks ago. That's something that we as fans can do. Chip in. It takes nothing to 1 second to hit that retweet button. And,
shout out to Miss Peggy, man.
Miss Peggy, Miss Nikki, Nurse Court, and all those guys. I know they jump on and stuff and help out. But again, like I said, everybody who sends out those, or starts those up, though it means a lot to those kids.
Hashtag keep Kai home.
Hashtag keep Kai home. Somebody started that up.
Nah, that wasn't me. I can't take credit for that.
I appreciate it, Holden. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. Holden says AYS and this pod is straight fire. Great group of guys. We appreciate that. We appreciate y'all support.
Yeah, just call us Dyline because we spit that hot fire.
With that being said, with the recruitment and stuff, what do y'all think we finished?
Top 5.
Top 5?
I gotta put a number on it.
So we're at 6 right now, right? We're at 6.
Yeah, we're at 6 right now.
And we still have a couple more slots. I'd say top 3.
I was gonna say top 3.
I was gonna say 4, but that's I could see top 3. Because we got other spots, but other teams also got more people coming in too. So that's why I say 4.
Okay. Yeah. Let's jump to the NCAA for a second. SMU is scheduled to pay athletes up to $36K a year.
That's crazy.
We talked about. I was just listening to to Monday's pod, and we talked about kids getting paid and NILs and stuff. What are y'all thoughts on it?
I love it. I love it because
it's terrible.
I love it because when has somebody, I don't know what the noise is. Since it hadn't been since like Eric Dickerson and them boys since
when they got the death penalty.
Yeah, since SMU has really been anything. Right. But now if they paying athletes this type of money, and they in a Dallas area, so they can keep talent home or recruit the state of Texas, and let's say they go to the Big 12 or let's say they go to the to the Pac-12, then you got another team that's coming in and starting to become a competitor to a certain extent. So as far as parity, yeah, I mean, obviously you always gonna have the Alabamas and Ohio States and those people at the top. But if you can have more parity among the Texas, the Texas Tech and Oklahoma States, and and have an SMU come up and be competitive once every 5 years, and like Cincinnati type school, you know what I mean? Then that makes college football more fun.
All right. I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say also what's also impressive is it's not just their football program. It's also going to be their basketball, their men's basketball program, and their women's basketball program also. Yep, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And then I was hearing also talks that SMU could possibly join the ACC. The ACC is supposed to be trying to get them on us. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean it's God, that's a lot of money. I think that's what, 35 million total. It's pretty good.
That ain't nothing to them, dog.
No, I know, because they got deep pockets, but I'm just saying SMU has
but see, that's the thing. Whenever SMU starts going in their pockets, then TCU, who's right across the road, in Fort Worth, they start going in their pockets. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to be left behind. And so then all these everybody starts going in there. I mean, you got a whole bunch of private schools like that, that can start going in their pockets and bringing out bags to try to compete.
That's crazy. If you look back 10 years ago, TCU was in the WAC.
Yeah.
Or the Mountain West.
Mountain West.
They was playing against Hawaii, right?
No. Yeah, they were.
That was in the Mountain West. They was
in the Mountain West, and Boise joined the Mountain West so they could play them. And TCU jumped ship and went to
TCU and Baylor both did.
Yeah, Baylor was. I thought Baylor was already in the.
No, not TCU. It was somebody.
Like Houston.
No, it wasn't Houston. Because somebody joined when TCU joined, somebody else joined too. I can't think of who it is now.
But man, it's just because
two teams went up together.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. But speaking of Texas, actually, it's funny. Holden says all Texas schools got money. Good for SMU.
That's really true, though.
It is. But speaking of Texas Texas got a first place vote in the coaches poll.
And that's one more vote than they had draft picks.
I think a lot of people have suspected or said that, you know what I'm saying, Sarkisian.
It was Jimbo.
Jimbo would not.
No, it was Sarkisian.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. TC. Oh, there it is. TCU and West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, that's yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's jump to the Saints real quick. Jump back to the Saints. There's rumors that Saints are interested in Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
You don't think it's happening now?
That'd be nice.
I think the Saints want it to happen. I don't think it's happening because if I'm Cleveland, I ain't trading.
But I get it. But let me ask you this: who's our number 2 back right now?
Mark.
Are we gonna rely? That's what I'm saying. Are we gonna rely on Mark Ingram?
You got 5
He's
backs.
basically a
right
senior citizen in football years. In football years, yes, he is, bro.
What is he asked to do?
Relieve Alvin Kamara, and then But let's just say Alvin Kamara gets suspended for 6 games. You're literally your number 1 running back is going to be.
Oh my
Mark
God! Where are you getting this 6-game suspension from Alvin Kamara?
So how long? Do you not think
we've already said this? So you wasn't here.
Oh yeah.
Bad. If you would have showed up for work that day, you would have known that I said that I don't think he's getting suspended at all.
It's stories been coming out.
I mean, that's what you say, but if he does get
suspended, Daniel, hear me out. There are stories are coming out that are saying that are justifying and giving reason.
Not just that, but they pushed his court date back. They pushed his court date back to the middle of October.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's whenever it starts. That doesn't mean that's when it ends. So let's say his trial is 2 months. When they gonna suspend him? December?
I hate when you guys got sources because I can't even argue that. Like whenever y'all do that little low
sources, what do you mean sources?
I'm gonna back off because
I'm just saying I don't think he gets suspended because of the timing. You know what I mean? But there is also people saying that the video might vindicate him. But I'm not even going off that. I'm just going off the fact that
Is this the same video? Is this the same video where he was in the elevator punching the guy?
It was it's probably the extended version.
Yeah, it's probably the extended version.
Man, because that video I saw,
the video we saw it didn't show what led to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Jameis injury. We kind of talked about this earlier. You know, again, his foot rolled up on his ankle. Cause for concern or?
I mean,
not at all.
It's week 1 in the preseason. We got 3 more weeks left. Just keep him healthy.
I ain't worried at all.
Let's just keep him healthy. He's supposed to have a big season this year. I'm rooting for my guy.
Right. So let me go back to a comment Holden dropped on us earlier. It says, I'm worried about the depth at linebacker. If Davis goes down or Pete, we're going to be in a bind. I hope Pete's groin injury won't linger because that's a nagging injury. Are we concerned about Pete Werner? Is that an injury we are concerned about?
Yes.
Because Holden brings up a very good point.
Yes, because the groin is one of the worst injuries you can have. It seems to always hang around. Like you say, it lingers. And if you try to come back too early, you overcompensate and end up messing up something else. And we don't have depth behind them because Quan, signed with the Jets instead of coming back with us. So I don't. And I know we was finna go into another question, but
my question is actually going to be along these lines.
That's kind of but good. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, hindsight, should the Saints have gone after Quan harder?
Yep,
they did go after Quan.
No, I said harder.
Not harder.
I mean, as far as
harder, as in what?
Because he not necessarily more money, not necessarily money, but the playing time.
It was role. He chose the Jets because the Saints said he would have a limited role and be a special teamer, and he went to the Jets because it was a bigger role. I think they did the right thing.
My thing is
you don't promise him a bigger role if Pete Werner is your guy.
No,
you keep it real with him, bro.
Yeah. That's fair. But at the same time, I know Quan has been injured a lot, but every injury he came back from, he's always bounced back and had a great season.
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, Peter's younger. Their production was pretty much the same last year, except for sacks. But Quan had way more sacks. But the production is the same, and Peter's younger. So you go with the younger guy, and you don't lie to Quan and be like, "Hey, we're gonna have this big role," and then bring him in, and he doesn't do that because then you mess up chemistry in the locker room and everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah. Now let me ask this, and we can wrap up on Saints. Who's the most important player on this team outside of Jameis Winston?
Demario Davis.
Because of the reasons we just said.
Partly.
Okay.
I'm be honest with you. Go ahead.
I would say partly because we have no depth behind him, but not just that, but we got a lot of questions on offense. How Jameis gonna be? How Mike gonna be? Is Kamara gonna get suspended? Whatever, probably not, but whatever. The offensive line, you got questions about who your left tackle be. Can Pete be the same? What's Ruiz gonna do? And so the defense is what we're gonna hang our hat on. He controls the defense. He makes the defense what it is. And if he goes down, that defense isn't gonna be a top 10 defense in the league. And if this team don't have a good defense, they're not gonna be successful.
Yeah. I say honestly, I have two. So I have this is probably why I do this. Davenport. Marcus Davenport needs to have a great season this year. I think that he's always been on the cusp of being great. He's always a step behind. So I think this year he needs to have a breakout season. And also number two, I'm gonna throw this one out here. I think Chris Olave, if he comes out, let's say he has a great rookie season like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. He comes out, that's only going to help Jameis Winston. That's only going to help Jarvis Landry, and that's only going to help Mike Thomas. So as long as, he can get us deep, spread the defense out, I think our offense can be really good.
All right. Chris chimes in. Chris says,
ain't no way. Stop it, boy. Stop it.
Good run stopper. That's not true.
All right. Chris says Marcus Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, but the reason I agree with his point though about
this is a passing league, and you need a corner that can take away.
You got Debo, you got Bradley Roby, you got corners. You don't have any linebackers. I agree with his point though.
Mm-hmm. I honestly,
that boy said Marcus Davenport is a good run stopper. That's all.
Chris also said, I tell you what, we would not ask Chris his top 5 wide receivers because he also said Amari Cooper is a top 5 wide receiver.
It ain't no coincidence that Cam Jordan basically didn't have a sack all year until Marcus Davenport got in the lineup.
Yeah,
I mean it ain't a coincidence. If you look at the stunts and stuff they run. He's the reason why other guys get free. Like he might not get the sacks, but he opened it up so other guys got one-on-one matchups so they can go get sacks.
Right. Well, hopefully this year he can come out. He can get the sacks themselves.
I'm going with right tackle.
Okay.
Right tackle.
Right tackle or left tackle?
Right.
Ramchick?
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why. You got to protect because I don't know if I trust Andy Dalton. I mean, I think he's serviceable.
I think your right tackle is one that you kind of know about. It's your left tackle that's a concern, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's normally always the left tackle.
I always think about blindside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the left side.
My bad.
Left
side. My bad.
Yeah, because you either got a rookie or a guy who was your swing tackle last year starting the left tackle. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's why. But fellas, I think we can wrap this one up here. We got some stuff left on the table. We're gonna save for Sunday. I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. Thank you again, Dilly, for coming through, dropping gems, and
appreciate Holden and Chris and DK, everybody who could stop by watch us. And
Rich was in here early. I saw Rich. You know what I'm saying? We was in the middle of.
Dilly was number one fan.
Yeah. Dilly was in here talking. I wasn't gonna interrupt Dilly for that one. Shout out Rich though. But, shout out Rich.
Yeah, appreciate all y'all for tuning in.
Rich, good luck on your surgery tomorrow, brother.
Yeah. Blessings to you, boy.
All right. And I like that. We out. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.